and try my best to draw a circle here. I'm sorry, the power went out. I don't want to redo that whole problem again. So your radius is 1. So that's the end of part of question number 4. The power went out and it knocked my video. Dang. Okay, so now we've got find the standard form of the equation for a circle described below. Here the center is at -1/1/6. So imagine this. I go back 1 and down 1/6, and that's where my circle is, and it says tangent to the y-axis. And when it says tangent, that means the circle only touches the y-axis. You can draw as big of a circle as you want. It has to touch the y-axis. So I'll get my little circle drawing device here, and it would look something like this. But it would be touching right here. So how far is the radius? Well, we went back 1 and then down 1/6. That right there is 1. The radius is 1. So if I want to find the equation for this, we already have the center, -1/6, so I at least get half credit. At least get some partial credit here. And put the center in. But now the fun part's the radius, and it's 1. And remember, you square that number, and it sucks because it's 1, because your answer is going to be 1. But you know that could have been 5, and we'd had to square that number, right? If the center had been any bigger. And some of the students in class have figured out if it says y-axis, if it's tangent to the y-axis, then we use the x component, and if it's a tangent to the x-axis, we're going to use the y component of the center. So some people had figured that one out. What else we got here? That was number 5. Ooh, let's look at number 6. Number 6, consider the relation graphed. So we got to consider this graph here. Write the domain and range in interval notation. So domain is how wide something is. Excuse me. And the range is how tall something is. Interval notation says, well, where do you start, where do you end? So it looks to me like it starts at -1/6 and it goes out here to 4. So the domain would be from -6 to 4, and then you got to put either parentheses or brackets. Brackets mean you include it, parentheses means you don't include it, and it looks like it includes -6 here. So we'll go ahead and use brackets on these. The range is how tall it is, and it goes from -1 all the way up to 5. So -1 to 5. That means brackets again. It would be wrong if you flip those around. You're always going to go from least to greatest in interval notation. Left to right, down to up. Is it a function? No. No. There's a thing called a vertical line test. If you can draw a vertical line and it hits twice anywhere on here, it's not a function. So it's not a function due to the vertical line test. What would be 2 ordered pairs as proof? Right here would be 1, and then right here would be 1, because it hits twice. What the ordered pairs for proof would be the 2 places it hits. So just the 2 points it hits. So it looks like -1, 5, and -1, -1. That looks like the 2 points there. Okay. Another picture here. Write the domain and range of interval notation. So where does it stretch off to? It stretches from -6 to 5 for the domain. Now it ends with a solid point, which means it's included. This one starts with an open dot, so it's not included, so I use a parenthesis. How tall is it? From -3 all the way up to 6. It looks like we're including those points. There's no open dots to say they're not included. Is it a function? Yes. I cannot draw, it passes the vertical line test. There's not a place where it hits twice. So it is a function. Let's do one more here. Vertex. Let's see if we can find the vertex. -b over 2a. then plug back in. That's what you're going to do. So negative b would be negative 4 2a, 2 times 1. So taking the b value of 4 and the a value of 1, that would be negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. And now we plug that back in. We'd have 4 minus 8 minus 3 would be negative 7. So the vertex is negative 2, negative 7. X-intercepts, you take your function, set it equal to 0. This would not factor, so I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula. Negative b plus minus b squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 3, 2 times 1. That's the quadratic formula. And let's see. Negative 4 plus minus, that is 16 plus 12, 18, 28 over 2. Now don't just cancel 4 and 2 and be done, because this, you gotta watch out for this 28. Let's see, 4 would go in, 4 goes into 28 7 times. So you could rewrite that as 4 times 7, and the 4 comes out as a 2. So 2 square root of 7. Well, now you can say, well, 2 goes into 4 negative 2 times, 2 goes into 2 once. So your answer would be negative 2 plus minus the square root of 7. That would be your 2 intercepts. I would suggest you punch this into your calculator now, into y equals, and then punch this in and see if you can find out that would be your x-intercept.